Kaboom! Look, alright. Uh, it was an accident. It was nothing but an accident. Was it? She pushed first. She got really scary. She strangled me. What? That's absurd. Are you sure? Would she do that? I I don't know. I think she did. Catherine touched her throat. It felt fine. That parade girl Emily, is it? She really believes just because the Marquis took her in that he's interested in her? Well, she's obsessed with the master. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Wasn't her mother a bit, you know, not right in the head? It probably runs in the family. Emily had looked mad. Her eyes had burned with malice from her what? With malice for her as she had closed fingers around Catherine's neck, but she couldn't remember if that had happened. Sister was always kind to her. She would never ever hurt her, even when they got into fights. Sister loved her. What the fuck is that background? Dot. Am I turning mad? I have the blood of a mad woman. Am I going to end up like her? I I only told her the truth. Guillermine doesn't care for her, and she doesn't even care for him that much either. It was all just chaff, their relationship. No sense trying to make everyone else miserable too, but she called me jealous and a cunt. She has never called me a cunt. She said they have decided to send me away, my lessons sent home, the piano replaced. It was for my own good, she said. I don't have to travel here all the time. I can concentrate on my other endeavors. I can make new friends. But I know she just doesn't want me near the chateau or Guillemine. She hates it her when I catch her with him. Perhaps this morning was the last straw. She hates it, but she also smirks at me when I see them. Like she basks in it. Dot. I think I might hate her. Catherine's thoughts ran through her head like a storm. They poured out of her aimlessly. I wonder if the piano is broken. Am I going to pay for it? What will what will become of us without sister's wages? What of father's medicines? What of my dreams? Sister can't be dead. Sister can't be dead. Catherine brought her fingers to her lips and nibbled on her thumb. She didn't notice this. Her mind was preoccupied. She was in her corner of the wall, biting her fingers. It was a tiny comfort in a rapidly collapsing world. Guillemine opened the door and found Emily laying on the floor. A ugly gash broke the skin of her forehead. Facing the wall was Catherine, shivering like a leaf and viciously devouring one of her fingernails. He approached her cautiously. Catherine? Rosa was out of breath, but she was still able to let out a gasp at the scene. Emily's lifeless eyes stared up at nothing while Catherine pressed herself into a corner. What happened after she had left? Rosa, will you go call for help, please? See that someone checks on Emily. Rosa did as she was told, but what she really wanted to do was hug Catherine herself. Guillemine took a small step towards her. Oh. He called out her name slowly. coaxingly. Catherine turned her head, her thumb still on her lower lip. The flesh was torn, and a smudge of scarlet painted her teeth. It was an accident. I swear. Of course it was, Catherine. Of course it was. She pushed me first. She wanted me to, she wanted me sent away. She wanted me gone. You can tell me about it later. Let me take you away from this room. What have I done? Catherine fell to her knees and wept. Large sobs sucked the air out of her. She felt like drowning, trying to keep herself afloat in between sobs. Every exhale was a squeezing pain in her lungs. She felt Gulliman's arms wrap around her. What have I done? What have I done? You didn't do anything, Machiri. This is not your fault. This was a bitter bulge building up in her throat, and she felt that no amount of crying would push it back down. What am I going to do? Father is sister. I, I'm so scared. Gulliman's arms wound tighter around her, and she clutched onto his warmth in this vast sea of fear. Oh man, I woke up I didn't even wake up an hour ago, mate. Ah, I have not been awake for 1 hour. You don't have to be. I will always be by your side. Catherine, I will take care of you and your father, alright? You don't have to worry about your future. Her tears soaked his shirt through, but the squeezing in her chest felt less pain. Why do you have to do this? Why do you care so much for me? Goldman's brows furrowed, as if confused that she had even asked. I just do. I was a boldly stated fact, as if as if painfully obvious, as if Catherine was a fool for not knowing it. It made Catherine's heart expand in her ribs. When she looked back, she would recall this as the moment she fell in love with him. The look in his eyes was reassuring and strong. She wasn't alone. She was going to be alright. Let's get you away from here. He supported her arms and stood her up, careful to block the view of her sister from her eyes. He led her to the door. Catherine hated how fast her relief came.